A system of coplanar forces, take this, a system of coplanar forces acting upon a rigid body will be in equilibrium if the algebraic sum of moments of the forces about any two different points vanishes, also sum of their resolved parts in any given direction not perpendicular to the line joining given points vanishes. Try to understand the theorem here. This is the third one, general conditions of equilibrium. A system of coplanar forces acting on a rigid body will be in equilibrium if the algebraic sum of the moments of the forces about any two different points separately vanishes, also their resolved parts in any given direction not perpendicular to line joining these two also vanishes. Now when the system of forces will be in equilibrium, we know that system of forces reduce to single force together with a couple. Suppose resultant is R and G be the moment of the couple, then when the system is in equilibrium, if R is 0, G is 0. What is R? R is root of x square plus y square. Therefore, if this is so, what is that? If the algebraic sum of the moments of the forces about any two points, we take the points as origin 0, 0 and AB be the 2 points. Where the algebraic sum of the moments of the forces vanishes. And also this sum of the resolved parts along given direction. We take the given direction as OX. Suppose OX be the given direction, it is not perpendicular to line joining these two. Suppose this is true, these two are true, then what you have to prove? System is in equilibrium means we prove that capital X is 0, Y is 0 and G is 0. Therefore the system is in equilibrium. You followed what you have to prove? If moment of the forces about 0, 0 and AB are 0 and also this G is 0, what is G? We assume that system is reduced to single force together with a couple. If this is 0, then you have to prove that R is 0, G is 0. Correct? R is 0, G is 0. Say, suppose the points are 0, 0 and AB be the points and OX is the given direction. OX is the given direction along which the resolved parts of the forces become 0. This is, we start with this. Now what is moment of the forces about 0, 0? moment of the forces about any point is, it is A into x minus B into y plus g. Correct? Plus g. Because what is moment of the forces? We suppose that forces is reduced to forces, resolved parts of the forces are capital X and Y. Then what is the moment of the resultant? Moment of the resultant is moment of the x and y about that AB. What is moment of x about AB? Or what is the moment of x and y about AB? Algebraic sum of the moments of x and y about AB. It is x into A, positive it is. This is x, correct? X. Resolved part of the force along x axis. It is x. Into what is the moment of this x about A? Capital X into perpendicular distance. What is that? Is it x into B? X into B. Positive it is. Correct? And what is moment of this component of that resultant, that is capital Y about B? Y into perpendicular distance. What is that? Y into A. Why it is minus? Because see, the moment of this force about AB is, it is clockwise. Correct? Clockwise. Therefore minus. Plus G. Plus G. What is this G? G is moment of the forces. Moment of the forces. Therefore, moment of the force about AB is Bx minus Ay plus G. What is this? Given as 0. And moment of forces about 0, 0. What is moment of the forces about 0, 0? Algebraic sum of the moments of the forces. It is 0 into x, 0 into y plus g. It is equal to 0. What does this gives? This gives capital G is 0. Correct? Capital G is 0. One more thing is given. What is this? What does this give? Capital X is also 0. Correct? Because what is capital X? Sum of the resolved parts of the forces along x axis we have taken. This direction we have chosen as x axis. So capital X is 0, G is 0. Therefore, from this, what do you get? Capital Y is also 0. Capital X is 0, Y is 0, G is 0. Therefore, capital X and Y are 0 means root x square plus y square is 0. Therefore, R is 0. And from this, G is 0. So what happens? The forces are in equilibrium. Forces are in equilibrium. Follow proof of this? No doubt. Proof of this. See this problem. The algebraic sum of the moments of, take this. The algebraic sum of the moments of a system of coplanar forces, about the points 1, 0, 0, 2 and 2, 3 refer to the rectangular axis are G1, G2, G3 respectively. Find the tangent of the angle which the direction of the resultant force mix with x axis. Mix with x axis. Or sometimes the problem may be if the algebraic sum of the moments of the forces about points 1, 0, 0, 2, 2, 3 are G1, G2, G3, then prove that tan theta is equal to this. Correct? Problem may be asked in some other way. Now here, what do you understand by the problem? What is given? The algebraic sum of the moments of system of coplanar forces about 3 points are given. Right? 3 points are given. Now what you have to find out? See, we assume that theta is the angle. Theta is the angle made by the resultant with positive x-axis. Positive x-axis. Then, you know what is tan theta? What is tan theta? Tan theta is capital Y by X. Correct? Tan theta is capital Y by X. This you know what is tan theta? Y by X. What are Y? X and Y? X and Y are algebraic sum of the resolved parts of the forces about two perpendicular directions, capital X and Y axis. Then, if theta is the angle made by the resultant with positive x axis, then tan theta is given by Y by X. So, what you have to find out now? X and Y. X and Y. Suppose the system of forces reduced to a single force capital R together with a couple of moment G. Capital XY be the resolved parts of R along X and Y axis. X and Y axis. So this is important. We have taken system of forces is reduced to single force R together with a couple of moment G. And we have taken capital X and Y are the resolved parts of this R along X and Y axis. Given the algebraic sum of the moment of the forces about 1, 0 is G1. About 1, 0 is G1. What is the formula? What is moment of the forces about the point x1, y1? Suppose capital XY and X and Y are the resolved parts. What is the algebraic sum of the moments of the forces? Moments of the forces is capital X into Y1 minus capital Y into X1 plus G. This you all have followed? Correct? Now I apply that formula. What is G1 therefore? Capital X into 0 minus capital Y into 1 plus G is equal to G1. Correct? G1 is capital G minus Y. Take this as 1. Follow this expression. Similarly, Similarly, about 0 to capital X into 2 minus y into 0 plus g is equal to g2. Therefore, g2 is 2x plus g. Take this as 2. Once again you check this expression, g2 is 2x plus g, and about 2 3 capital X into 3 minus y into 2 plus g is equal to g3. Therefore, g3 is 3x minus 2y plus g. Take this as 3. Now 1, 2, 3 are the 3 equations that we have now. 3 equations. From these 3, what I have to find out? Capital X and y. Because we know tan theta is y by x, and we have to find out the tangent of the angle made by the resultant with x axis. We have taken theta is the angle made by resultant with x axis. Tan theta is y by x. Now the problem is simple. You have to find out capital XY from 1, 2, 3. All of you know how expressions 1, 2, 3 are obtained. Now from 1, 2, 3, find out capital X and Y. Anybody, what is the procedure? From 1, 2, 3, you have to eliminate G. Because G1, G2, G3 are given. You can express X and Y in terms of that G1, G2, G3. So eliminate G from this. Eliminate G. How to eliminate? Eliminate G from 1, 2, 3. Say I take 1 minus 2. What does 1 minus 2 gives? 1 minus 2 gives, or let us take 2 minus 1, correct? 2 minus 1. What does 2 minus 1 gives? 2x plus y is equal to 2 minus 1, g2 minus g1. Take this as 4. Take 3 minus 2. What does 3 minus 2 gives? 3 minus 2 gives x minus 2y. 3 minus 2 is g3 minus g2. Am I correct here? Verify. Next I have taken 3 minus 2 because to eliminate g, 3x minus 2x, x minus 2y is equal to g3 minus g2. Now from these two find out x and y. X and y. To find that, how to find out x and y? Multiply this by 2 and add. We get 4x plus 2y is equal to 2g2 minus 2g1. X minus 2y is g3 minus g2. Adding we get 5x is g3 minus g2, adding minus 2g1. Let me verify. Is it correct? G3 plus G2 is it? Adding G3 plus G2 minus 2G1. This is 6. Again, we have obtained x here. How do you obtain y? To find y, take 4 minus equation 2 into 5. What is 4? 2x plus y is g2 minus g1. and 2x minus 4y is 2g3 minus 2g2 minus this cancels 5y is 3g2 minus g1 minus 2g3. Therefore tan theta is y by x, it is equal to 3g2 minus g1 minus 2g3 upon g3 plus g2 minus 2g1. So tan theta is given by this. Now tell me, how many have you followed this one solution? All have followed now? Sometimes problem will be asked like this. If this is given, go through the problem, prove that tan theta is given by this. Then problem would be easier, isn't it? Prove that tan theta is this, then it will be easier. Because you will get idea what you have to eliminate and so on. Or you can directly find out x and y and substitute here. Problem can be asked in different ways, especially in two different ways. First is find the tangent of the angle. Second is if theta is the angle made by the resultant, prove that tan theta is this. Tan theta is this. Then you can substitute directly 3g2, g1, g3 values and you can prove that it is equal to y by x. You followed what I am telling here? Second form will be prove that tan theta is this. Then what you have to do? You have to take, you have to substitute g2, g1, g3. You have that values. Substitute and g3, g2, g1 here. It will become y by x. It will become y by x. So, two different ways the problem may be asked. What is catenary? Say, definition is like this. When a heavy uniform chain or string hangs freely between 2 points which are not in the same vertical line. That is important. Not same vertical line. Then the shape of the chain or string, the curve in which the string or chain hangs is called catenary. Now imagine two heavy uniform chain hangs between 2 points A and B. Then what would be the shape of the chain? It is like this, isn't it? It is like this. That is why A and B are not same vertical line. Suppose A and B are in the same vertical line, then what happens? This would be the shape of the catenary. It will be a straight line. That is not catenary. Catenary means it is a curve. Curve under which the uniform chain, when it makes to hang freely between 2 points which are not in the same horizontal line. This is called catenary. This word catenary comes from Latin word caten. Caten means string. It is string or chain. It is chain in Latin meaning. So how to define? First definition is what is catenary. Catenary means if when a heavy uniform chain or string is free to hang under gravity between 2 points which are not in the same vertical line, then the curve under which or in which the strain or chain hangs is called a catenary. Now common catenary. What do you mean by common catenary? Common catenary means if the chain is uniform. What do you mean by uniform? Uniform means the weight per unit length of the chain is same. Weight per unit length of the chain is same, then it is called uniform. Then that is called common catenary. When the chain is uniform, catenary is called common catenary. Do you observe any catenary in the real life? Can you give any example for catenary? How many of you seen hanging bridges? Hanging bridges. Nearby, hanging bridges in Ramanguli. I think it is not, now it is not there. Because of that heavy flood in the previous year, last year, it is washed away. Now, how that hanging bridge is there? What is the shape of the hanging bridge? Shape of the hanging bridge means, usually the bridges are supported by heavy pillars from the bottom. Correct? Bottom. But hanging bridges means, suppose this is the bridge. This is the bridge. And I take this is the bridge. Hanging bridge. Hanging bridge means only 2 to 3 feet wide it is. 2 to 3 feet. And this bridge is supported by heavy strings or chains, heavy ropes. On either side, 2 strong pillars were there. 2 strong pillars are there on either side. And by the support of these 2 pillars, this bridge is supported by heavy ropes. Correct? Or the bridges are supported by these heavy ropes. This is the shape of the rope. Correct? This is the shape of the rope. On either side, this is also shape of the rope. Now, this part of the rope, it forms a part of the catenary. It is. This rope, what is the shape of the rope? Shape of the rope is like this. This bridge is supported by these 2 ropes. What is the shape of the rope? This is the shape of the rope. And this forms part of the catenary. Part of the catenary. Now, we study this catenary. What is catenary? It is a curve. It is a curve. And the shape of the curve is catenary like this. And it is not a parabola. It is different from parabola. And we derive first equation for this. First we derive intrinsic equation of this. Intrinsic equation. I think this definition is clear for all of you. What is the definition? It is important for 2 marks. Definition is asked. Define catenary or define common catenary. This is the definition. What is the common catenary or what is the catenary? Catenary means, suppose a heavy uniform chain or string hangs freely under gravity between 2 points which are not in the same vertical line. Then the curve under which that string hangs, and that curve is called catenary. And if that string or chain is uniform, then it is called common catenary for 2 marks. Now, derive the intrinsic equation for this common catenary. Derive the intrinsic equation. First of all, what do you mean by intrinsic equation? To represent a point, we have many systems. First one is Cartesian coordinates. And the equation will be in terms of x and y. If you use Cartesian coordinates, equation will be in the form of x and y. What do you mean by Cartesian coordinates? To represent a point, we consider 2 mutually perpendicular lines. And how do we represent a point? We represent the point with reference to these 2. We measure the distance of these from 2 perpendicular lines, and they are called coordinates, and that is called Cartesian coordinate system. Second one is polar coordinates. What is this system, polar coordinates? In case of polar coordinates, a point is represented by with reference to a fixed point and a fixed line. This is different system. Suppose this is a point. How to write the coordinates of this point? Suppose the coordinates are r and theta. What is r? R is distance of this point P I take from fixed point. Theta is the angle made by this line joining OP with fixed line. Then coordinates are taken as r and theta. And what do you call that one? Polar coordinates. And one more method is intrinsic equation. Here, intrinsic equation means point is represented by the s and psi. S and psi. What is s? So I consider a curve here. Suppose this is a curve and this is the fixed point on the curve. A be the fixed point. I take P is the variable point and I write coordinates of P are s and psi. Then what is s? S is distance of this point measured along the curve from a fixed point. Suppose this is s. And what is psi? Psi is angle made by the tangent at this point with fixed line. Usually fixed line is taken as x-axis. What are s and psi? If s is distance of a point from a fixed point, measured from a fixed point along the curve, and psi is the angle made by the tangent at that point P with fixed line, usually taken as x-axis, then coordinates of the points are known as s and psi. And if the equation is expressed in terms of s and psi, then it is called intrinsic equation. If the equation is expressed in terms of x and y, it is called Cartesian equation. If expressed in terms of r and theta, then it is called polar equation. And if expressed in terms of s and psi, then it is called intrinsic equation. Now we derive intrinsic equation for this catenary, and we prove that intrinsic equation of the catenary is s is equal to c tan psi. First derivation. In this topic only two derivations are there. First is derive the intrinsic equation of the catenary in the form s is equal to c tan psi. Then derive the Cartesian equation of the curve. Cartesian equation will be y is equal to c cos x by c. Cartesian equation. To derive the Cartesian equation, we convert this into Cartesian equation. So two derivations, only two derivations are there. From examination point of view, this is important topic. First you take the definition, then I explain the derivation of this intrinsic equation of the curve. Take the definition.